yo, rip up the bass.
Forced.
Welcome back to the Catch World Cup 2023 round of 16, the second match of today, or second/third, with Poland and Taiwan going on the A stream. We've got Thailand versus Japan after Chile took down Australia earlier today. I'm here, Ewong, joined by Kuchaba. How are you feeling for this game?
I am pretty interested to see how these two will go. I have not ever seen Thailand face off against Japan yet. I feel like it could have happened in the past, but I may have just missed it. So this will be interesting. I think Japan is definitely favorable with their lineup, as I don't think a lot of people were expecting them to lose to Norway last week. I think there was like a technical upset there, but I know their match was a bit of an either way one, whereas Thailand did face off against quite a difficult opponent to beat, and that is how they have both ended up in the losers bracket for this matchup.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
And as you said, Japan, the more favorable side here, they do have the much more experienced side, Molkus, that captain who's been there for so long for Japan, joined by some other veterans and some players who've been around as well for quite a while. Isuke, Hiroshiki, Snowwind, Yuki Nia, and Rindu. As for the Thai team, quite less experience. We've got Raise My Sword, his second time in the Catch World Cup, this time captaining alongside a squad that you would look and think, you know, at first sight, really, they've got no chance, but they really do have skill in them, and they do have some experience in tournaments, so they shouldn't be slept on. Definitely have the potential to take 1 or 2 points here. However, it's looking a lot like Japan today, according to the pick'ems, and just based off looking at the players, but anything could happen. This pool is still within the achievable star range for all players.
Yeah, that is true, and yeah, I have made that mistake before personally, underestimating players from Thailand in the ICCO tournament.
Yeah, quite a few
So,
there.
yeah. Probably not the
Demonstrating
best
their
idea
skill.
to underestimate them, but I do know that they are quite good at converts, where they can still play specifics, but I'd say their skill sets are probably better in converts, so it might be a bit trickier for them, but yeah, it's not, you know, outside of the realm of possibility.
And yeah, despite what you said about converts, Japan's still opting to ban Mixmod 2. I should mention Thailand's made the Hard Rock 2 ban. And the first pick for Japan's side, Molkus, has opted for Double Time 2. The FD Fluorite map this week. On the Thai side, Molkus hasn't swapped sides yet, but it looks like it'll be Raise My Sword, also known as Social Distance, Easy S, and N3 Mary. As for the Japanese side, Hiroshiki, Molkus, and awaiting their third to come in. That will be Isuke.
Yeah, so fairly solid lineup. I believe this was a similar lineup that they had. I was gonna say it almost surprises me that Snowwind is not in on this, but I do know from experience of playing with Snowwind in prior tournaments that he does have quite a busy work schedule, so there's a chance that he might be away on a work trip even. So, you know, or maybe he just wasn't a fan of this map.
Well, even more so to mention is Rindo's
He is
absence now.
here, so yeah, perhaps he's just not a fan of this map, considering he actually is here.
We did see he didn't play any of the double times last week. That 3 who did play the 2 double times in their previous match was Hiroshiki, Rindo, and Molkus. So seeing Asuke replace Rindo for double time 2 this time around makes you wonder some things. Regardless though, they should be very well prepared making this pick.
And yeah, we are about to start as well, so yeah, and Molkus very solid on most mods now. I'd say Molkus has become quite a solid generalist player. Like, I remember back in the day when he used to only really play Hidden, from what I saw back in, like, I think 2018, maybe 2019, but that was such a long time ago, back when you still had like Nora Arcat and EKR and players like them for Japan, Marco X Yoshi as well.
Yeah,
I
now
think
them
Molkus
gone.
has become that very solid Japan player to sort of fill that void from one of those prior players.
Yeah, the jack of all trades, if you may. Anyways, into the match. Hiroshiki already found an early miss, and Thailand going to match that actually with an N3 Mary miss. So it's 1 miss to 1. The combo advantage that Japan does have though. They'll take the lead. Ooh!
Yeah, and speaking from experience, this map is rubble. I think, you know, the reason for why one player would find it trouble might be different to my reasons, but I think, you know, once you start missing a fair bit on this map, it just continues. It just snowballs a little bit in tourney match setting.
Yeah, we can kind of see that Mokus and Asuke have found misses following Hiroshiki's, and that's gonna give Thailand an advantage now, being as EZS is still holding on to that FC. It's gonna be a trade, so it's gonna stay in Thailand's favor. Oh, and then Japan have just completely melted down halfway through the map, and another substantial combo left to hold. The ECS, the one anchoring down the score lead for Thailand as Raise My Forward finds a miss there.
Yeah, Thailand doing quite well at the moment, but now Japan has those combos. It's starting to shrink up a bit, and N3 needs to hold on. They need to hold on now. And
Yeah,
it's not really going to be too hard now. It's just the end wind down, so a miss here would be devastating. It actually may or may not flip the score back,
that
and
might
that
be
is
it.
that miss, so
That
we
might
gotta
be
find
it.
out.
So close,
Maybe,
though. Asuke.
maybe.
Oh wow, it is climbing. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, very
In the-
very unfortunate. They were looking so good to take that break point, and yeah, those end misses just flip it back so quickly.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, I
despite it
don't.
being such
Sorry.
little misses, all good. Such little misses. It really was so close towards the end. Japan taking that just in time.
Yeah, I don't think Japan feeling too relaxed after seeing a scoreline of only about 20k in the first point. But yeah, that is at least they got the point on their pick. So it's at least a start for them. You know, Thailand, I think, yep, you're gonna go for the let's see. I think they're gonna go for the convert pick. I think they're gonna go for no mod 4 because, you know, they do have those convert players. I see them probably going for a no mod here, but I could be wrong.
Probably
I
more
know.
likely another no mod because maybe they do want to save that no mod 4 pick for a time when they could
Oh, no mod
capitalize on the
2.
momentum. The choice is no mod 2. Having to go up against South Korea last week for Thailand was a pretty big challenge for them. Regardless, though, they did set some pretty good no-mod scores. Charon and EZS able to anchor that down, but just the only issue there was the presence of a third player to cover. Hopefully this time they have learned their lesson and they are able to cover all 3 slots, potentially guiding them to a point here.
Yeah, that is sometimes tricky being one of the lower ranked teams in the tournament. Like, I believe being 31st, like, that is one of the issues that sometimes pops up. You know, even in the early pools, you might have players that are just, you know, a little bit lacking in terms of certain mod skill sets. Whereas, like, even a week of practice, they might not necessarily be at that level that they want to be at. I think that the pool's still not too hard, so I feel like they probably shouldn't have that sort of struggle yet. But yeah, it's always hard to say for certain because, you know, you never know when a struggle will appear.
Yeah, as you said, it's still, it's gone, but still within that difficulty range that players should be comfortable with. Oh, the stream's completely gone. But yeah, definitely not just Thailand, but Japan as well will be able to cover this here. Thailand just most likely a lot more comfortable making this pick. But you always say, who knows? They might be able to take a point here, and looks like we're through Molkus. Some unexplainable things happening on the stream client,
Sure,
but
what's happening right there? Could just be a matter of hitting the panic, seeing as Molkus is still there. Yeah, I was gonna say
that's
if
the
there was a
button.
disconnect, disconnect right at the start of the lobby is obviously a restart.
Well, with us just catching up now, we can see N3 Mary not having the best of times here. Charon's already broken, and Yuki Nia the only one to miss on the Japanese side. Molkus following up.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that
everyone's
is
missed.
the issue too with if you do have like a little bit of struggle on certain skill sets, like a map a map that's quite techy in nature will bring out that struggle quite a bit, as we're sort of seeing at the moment out of Thailand right now. And
Yeah, it is.
Japan
Definitely.
also not having many combos either, so it's still fair game actually. Thailand having a few more combos right now, but they're gonna want to hold it to close this gap.
No, they can't. He finds one. N3 Mary unable to hold on.
Yeah, and Yukinya are also going to trade though, so it's still, and that is another trade. They don't want trades, they want to get that consistent combo when Yuki misses, but N3 trading there,
Oh.
and N3's going to drop along with Easy S, and this is going to become a large lead margin for Japan as it does wind down quite a bit now. The main bulk of the difficulty is pretty much already over, aside from the odd wiggle or two here.
Yeah, and even with those odd wiggles, now is a time for Arindo and Molkus to build up combo, build up score to create that safety net in case they do find misses like there. Both of them have missed, but they have enough score lead to protect them in the case of Thailand creating some big combos here. Charon and N3 Mary looking like they're gonna build a little bit, but not enough time to take this one, and it's a second point to Japan already.
Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely wasn't, completely unwinnable. They did have a couple close moments, but I feel like maybe No Mod 2 might not have been the best pick out of the No Mod pool for Thailand. I think even No Mod 1 probably would have been a bit of a better pick there. But yeah, there was quite a bit of struggle, and yeah, everyone doing mostly okay, but there was that little bit of struggle there. So
And a bit of update now. Taiwan and Poland looking even, 1-1. So make sure you are paying attention to that stream as well.
yeah, I would say
Believe.
my pick'ems are down the drain, but of course they're going to be down the drain when that's the one match that I somehow forget to do the pick'em for.
Don't worry, I did some heinous things in my pick'ems.
Ah, me too. Me too.
Anyways, pick back in Japan's favor. They've got a breakpoint and their own point. They know
Yeah.
they've got that no mod specific at least under lock. Hard Rock 3 going to explore the Hard Rock options now.
Yeah, going to see Polygon, the techie hard rock, and looks like they're sticking with the tech picks. This one quite a fun map, but there are definitely sections that are going to trip up players. The middle doubles are a player. They're not necessarily a player's best friend if they have a slightly inaccurate run. And the back end anti flow with the middle hyper notes, the 3 or 4 ones of those are just mean to your combo.
Yeah. But Japan, obviously comfortable with Hard Rock. They was one of the 3 points they won last week against Norway with an FC from Marcus actually in Hard Rock 1. That combined with, once again comparing last week's results, N3 Mary, the third on Hard Rock, unable to produce the same quality that EZS and Raise My Sword did, maybe proving that there's an absence in a third player there. So we'll be easily able to capitalize on that so long as they have a confident 3, Snowwind, Demolcus, and Rindo looking like those 3 going in.
Yeah, and you do sometimes see that a little bit. But, you know, even if they don't take the point, I don't think they can be too worried. You know, it is Japan's pick. You know, they do need a break point, but they can always save that break point for later.
I'll also guarantee you that Rindo is playing with Hard Rock, it just doesn't show on the stream. What does show on the stream though is Snowwind's early miss.
Yeah, I was gonna say we may need a panic.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no chance that they'd get let to play by the ref without having the mods on.
That is what MP settings is for, if anyone was wondering.
Yeah.
And we can see Snowwind's miss not too detrimental as the entirety of Thailand losing combo, now only just reaching that 200 mark again. Snowwind and Rindo missing again, but that's the whole Japanese team down, but nothing on the Thai side which can help give them the advantage. Raise My Sword not having the greatest of time right now.
Yeah, EZS was holding combo, but he's also going to drop on the doubles too, which is not surprising. Snowwind and Rindo. Snowwindo. Oh, no. I was going to say holding the duo combo, but Rindo unfortunately just stepping off that note. There's Snowwind stepping off a note as well from the looks of things.
Really quite a few misses. Marcus the only really substantial combo right now, but then it's only 300. But at this point of the map, is there really anything Thailand can do to recover that much score with what they have in hand right now? A double miss definitely not helping them, and Japan, with a few seconds left, looking very confident to take this third point. 3-0 already.
And yeah, I feel like yeah, definitely not the easiest map to get high scores onto. Molk is doing quite well, getting right above that 900k score, and we've seen quite a few players sort of even, you know, have issues, you know, getting around that 850 to 900 range. So not necessarily the easiest map because it's how easy it is to break combo in certain places where it's important to hold for score purposes.
And double time 1 is the choice from Thai captain Raise My Sword. They did choose to go into to double time, and their first pick didn't pan out the way they wanted it to. However, it was not far from leading to a first point. Only 20,000 score difference. Hopefully this time, Raise My Sword sees some hope in making this selection.
Yeah, 20k points off of taking a break point at the start of the match is pretty good. So I could definitely understand why they'd go for DT, especially DT1 being the slowest in the pool. You know, sometimes with DT players, especially higher AR DT players, when they come onto low AR, they tend to be very impatient with their movements and just dash off the notes. So maybe we could see a bit of that out of Japan, depending on who we get in. I think the low AR is definitely where Thailand is most likely to get a point in DT, as opposed to DT3.
There it is. Only now we see the roster is Raise My Sword, N3 Mary, and EZS staying in once again to play the double time. The double time roster on Japan's side quite switched up. Rindu, ACK, and Hiroshiki. Molkis, the only one coming out for Rindu, who we would expect to play double time based on last week. And already quite an early miss from Hiroshiki. Thailand's gonna lead, but only time will tell what that becomes.
Yeah, quite a slow map, but also quite a... Well, not necessarily a long map, but I wouldn't call it a short map either. I mean, it is a little bit short, but not that short. 2:18 shortened from probably about 3 minutes. A bit longer than that, yeah. And it feels slow to play, so that's a long 2 minutes. Raise My Sword gonna miss. Hiroshiki also missing beforehand is going to keep advantage in the end of Thailand right now. EZS is not gonna quite do that though.
Oh, Hiroshiki as well.
Trading, but 2 combos
Is it the right person?
Right now.
Is it the right person you want missing?
It's gonna flip.
It is wiggling on the side of Thailand. Oh, that's definitely swung it back. With Rindo and ACK, the 2 holding on for Japan. Now on the ACK.
Oh, hold on.
ACK alone though, not going to help keep the lead in their favor, but a miss from Raise My Sword will do that, but he misses!
That is bigger.
That's multiple misses as well. It stays in Thailand's favor. It's gonna keep climbing with EZS's huge combo.
Yeah, with a lot of instability from Japan on this Thailand DT1 pick, it is going to be very favorable for them right now. Especially with them all holding combos while Japan having to build back up a little bit. And Isuke gonna miss again. So this looks like a Thailand point. That trade isn't gonna matter, especially with Hiroshiki trading as well.
And the last 2 misses, there it is, sealed in Thailand. They've got a point and something they can build off of.
Yeah, the momentum is there, and Raise My Sword missing the last note, and then going a little bit crazy on that spinner.
Just in case it costed him the game, but we can ensure you that Thailand have secured this point quite safely. Now something they can build off of. We can see his reaction, yes! He's happy to take that one.
Yeah, I know from experience when you're having a rough time, when the opposite team builds up a few points against you, it just feels so good to pull a point. Especially, you know, when the momentum is heavily against your favor. And yeah, that is good that they pulled it on their own pick and didn't cop another breakpoint, because they'd be in a lot of trouble if that was the case. But they do now need another breakpoint again to sort of even things out.
Must I mention the color picks on the screen may potentially be wrong. So for now, just see red as Japan and blue as Thailand. Hard Rock won. Hard Rock did not fail them earlier. A whopping score difference of 373k, looking to do that once again to take their 4th point.
Yeah, and if the last Hard Rock pick was anything to go off, I think they probably won't have too much of a hard time taking this secure point. But it's the last Hard Rock point, so, you know, even if Japan does win this, and even if they win it by a large margin, at least Thailand can just relax knowing they don't have to play Hard Rock again.
Yeah, we see that core 3 for Thailand, Raise My Sword, N3 Mary, and Easier staying in. Off-stream goes to fix a few things.
So yeah, we'll be back up in only a moment, and we are getting started now.
Volkus, Rindo, and ACK, the Hard Rock Trio for number 1. This time around replacing Snowwind with ACK.
Yeah.
Oh, and 2 early misses on the Thai side. Gonna give Japan the advantage for now. Molkus is a little bit of combo behind, but still within that reasonable range to be bringing his team up.
Yeah, EZS gonna find a miss there, but yeah, with these scores out of Japan right now, they're sort of just cruising to a comfortable early 100k lead, and yeah, that's gonna extend as well with more breaks on the Thailand side. And I do think this one was probably a fairly safe pick for him, and it is panning out that way right now, as you know they have a very healthy lead coming out of the first chorus.
Yeah, and healthy is a bit of an understatement. They've got 2, oh, they did have 3 huge combos. SK dropping, oh, Molkus now! Rindo's combo, though, compared to the measly sub-200s that Thailand has, will be enough to keep their lead, though. But the minute Thailand find momentum and Rindo just finds the smallest of mistakes, it could flip in an instant, but that score will continue to grow towards Japan's side.
Yeah, it is definitely looking that way, and a lot of, like, even with the miss out of ISK, instantly traded by EZS, and yeah, it's not easy to sort of fight back against those mods that you're not necessarily favorable on. You just kind of want it to be, you know, you kind of hope your opponent doesn't pick it, but when they do pick it, you just want it to be over quick. So, you know, Thailand just gonna take it on the chin for this point, I think, and you know, maybe we see that convert pick out of them. Maybe we see them try something new. Maybe we see them go to the hidden pool.
Or maybe they just resort to their safe number for a break here, just put it in the map, and I think it's pretty clear that Japan has this one sealed. Rindo did find that miss of Molkus there to back up with a huge combo of 400 approaching 500. EZS also a bit of combo there, but definitely not helped by the misses that N3 Mario and Raise My Sword have found.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thailand look probably. I'd agree with you on the no mod 4 pick. It is called Comfort Zone for a reason, because that's where it's most comfortable to play.
Yeah, and Japan winning that Hard Rock pick once again by quite a substantial margin. No more Hard Rock to rely on now, but only being 2 points away from taking the game, they've got many other options, even if Thailand were to snag a few more points.
No worries. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Alright. Stream crash has been quickly resolved by our excellent staff. So we're very thankful for that. And we will
Thank
be
you,
getting
Leo.
into DT3. Thank you, Leo.
It's not much. However, we will give an update though. The scoreline is similar on the Polish Taiwan side. Poland were 1 up against Taiwan. Yeah, Thailand already kind of behind, purely off the lack of accuracy from Raise My Sword. Not too much to worry about though.
Yeah, ultimately, I don't think this pick comes down to accuracy. I think it comes down to combo, definitely. And Snowwind going to drop combo. So is Molkus. And so long as the Thailand boys just hold on until the 500-600 mark, I think it's plausible that they take this pick, actually.
Yeah, it is reasonable. Oh, a miss there. 1 minute 40.
Two full combos.
Oh, that's two misses. But not the correct player to miss. Is traded by Snow and Raise My Sword. That's another huge combo gone. And it may slowly, not too slowly anymore, as the whole Thailand team is now gone, unfortunately.
Rindo held on, and Rindo and Molkus are going to just power through now. And Thailand needs a triple drop right now. Molkus gonna drop, Snowwind building combo back up, but Rindo just refuses to give up his FC, and that is just keeping it out of reach for Thailand. It's easy as an entry Mary gonna miss. Raise My Sword also missing, and yeah, this not necessarily the best pick I would have envisioned.
It was looking promising for a little bit.
It definitely was looking promising in the start, but yeah, I'd say the low AR is definitely the best place to go. Yeah, Rindo is indeed that guy. Rindo with the FC. I'm not 100% sure. This might be only like the second or third FC I've personally seen on this. I'm pretty sure Risiel FC'd it in the Chile Australia game as well. There's a lot of the times in this map, people miss around the 600 combo mark. There's just like a little pattern in there that just has some weird spacing that catches you off and you just don't hit it. And we saw that out of EZS. We saw it out of Snowwind as well. But Snowwind obviously breaking a bit before that too. And we did see it out of most of the players, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Japan goes. I think they do have picks on the board that they could probably take. Or I see there's one that they could possibly take safely.
Well, should mention
possibly
the ones
being the keyword.
They should avoid the no mod 1 for just no mod 1 issues, no mod 4 because of that strength and converts Thailand has. Potentially mixed mod. Mixed mod probably wouldn't be the safest of options because Thailand do have, as we have seen, one skilled player in many of the mods, but not all three, so mixed mod probably not the best to cover. You can see that in the mixed mod 2 ban. Hidden and no mod 3 probably the best options for Japan here.
Yeah,
we
might see that. We might see that mixed mod pick out of Japan. I think Thailand do. I'm not too sure, but I know there are a couple of Thai players who do have that hidden capability. So there is a chance that they could go for the hidden, and looks like Japan's gonna go for hidden 3. So this might be a bit of a trickier pick. At least in terms of the low AR stuff, I feel like Thailand probably has a better chance on this than something like Pursuit, just because of the AR and weird streams on Pursuit. Definitely catch a few players off.
Yeah, definitely a good chance of Thailand here. They've got pretty decent hidden roster, but let's not forget that Japan has that in their bag as well. They are capable of playing hidden.
Yeah, seeing Molkus, quite an obvious pick, Snowwind and Hiroshiki. And we are going to see ECS, Charon, and Raise My Sword for hidden in the Thailand side. And that is what I would say would be quite expected. Tanakito going to replace Raise My Sword. Still something I'd say somewhat expected. I do believe Tanakito can play hidden pretty well. So I feel like I've seen a few of his hidden plays on some of the leaderboards. So like I know he definitely has that, Definitely has those odd hidden scores. Yeah, looking over the other side, I believe that there was just a disconnect on the Poland side at the start of the no mod pick on that end. So
we'll hold things for a bit, but
and we are getting into our next pick in this match. Will this be the match point, or will we see Thailand pull the break point and start the comeback?
yeah, if they do that, it'll be huge. I think, and they are definitely capable with the maps remaining to take it back. But for now, they'll have to overcome that huge Japanese hidden roster. Yeah, I remind you, the roster that did beat the Norwegian team out. That Norwegian team so strong and hidden as well, so a statement to make there, and we can already see still 3 FCs on that side, 2 misses already on Thailand's side. It's really not good right now.
Yeah, and that can be a little bit tricky when your opposition does sometimes have that better generalist reach, and Hiroshiki and Snowin gonna miss, so this is really good for Thailand right now. So now they just need to combo for as long as they possibly can. Snowwind gonna miss. Molkus and Hiroshiki gonna miss. Whole team miss out of Japan. Only 2 players from Thailand traded. So that is going to provide a little bit of jump. Just so long as they don't look at the scoreboard.
They've definitely
Just
looked
ignore
at that
the
break.
scoreboard, ignore the nerves.
Oh,
These
ECS
just
has missed this traded.
Perhaps some player curiosity.
Ooh, ECS is definitely displaying those break nerves.
And Sharon is just going in on this map. Tanakito building combo back.
not
Sharon
anymore.
gonna miss. That is not good. Hiroshiki gonna miss as well. Snowin holding combo. Molkus building back up. Hiroshiki missing again. It's still quite close. They're gonna take it back. Hiroshiki missing pretty bad there. They just have to hold on for the end. They just have to hold on for the end.
ECS is robbed, but and again, is it enough? Is it enough?
They need another drop out of Japan. They need another drop out of Japan. And Snowwind's gonna drop. Anakito trades, and that is going to be the match. So close.
That was a roller coaster.
17,200.
Back and forth, and eventually Molkus, with that combo and 1 miss he had, able to hold on for Japan, keep the score down, and keep it on their side as the final seconds came to a close. Good game, well played. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, definitely good game well played. Had quite a few close points there, so that's one of those cases where a 6-1 scoreline doesn't always tell the full story, as they did have their close matchups, but Japan able to close it out with that 6-1 scoreline, and they will be moving on to next week at the end of that matchup.
Next week,
Thailand's still doing quite well. Denying that sweep, it's especially rough when you get swept in a matchup. So that sweep denial, at least they can take something positive out of that match. Yeah,
and it was a good point as well. We did see that Captain Raise My Sword was quite happy with that. Japan will move on to play the winner of the Philippines versus Russia, a game happening in around an hour, so stick around for that. Before that, though, we have the super anticipated Italy versus Germany, 2 powerhouses of Osu Catch facing off against each other. But I'll save my glorious intro for that one for 16 minutes time.
And right now on the A stream, we still have Poland versus Taiwan. It is currently 2-4 right now. Taiwan just taking no more than 2 points. So I believe we might end up going over there. We might end up going over to the A stream. But in any case, GG to both teams, Thailand and Japan, for putting on a good match. And thank you all for watching, tuning into this stream. And we will catch you later.
We will raid the A stream now. Thank you for coming
Raiding
along.
A stream.